guys, we have a huge weekend of energy going on. Energy is going to be quite high. Passions are also likely to be running high. We have Mars, Jupiter in a trine. This is energy that's going to be carrying us through the next several days. It's time to get to work, you guys. It is no longer playtime. We have Mercury leaving the sign of Leo this weekend, entering the sign of Virgo. The energy, the effort that we put into planning, strategizing, organizing, producing, cultivating, harvesting now is going to pay off in terms of some very positive results for whatever we're working on moving forward. This is the time where we're going to have a lot of energy and we want to use it in a very productive way towards furthering some type of goal. We have 3 trines playing out this weekend. There's also a major element of destiny and karma, the hand of God sort of facilitating things. Things are being divinely supported, divinely aligned this weekend. So we have come to the point where we are ready to truly start moving forward. Universe is supporting our progress right now, and it should be a pretty exciting weekend. So all of that being said, you guys, let's get into our report of the weekend. Let's look specifically at how this energy is coming together Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week, bringing us right to the very close of our month of July, where we will pick up on Monday and see how things might be affecting our experience on the ground as this energy unfolds this weekend. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Friday, July 28th, 2023. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the weekend, where we aren't narrating the shift of the ages on this channel. What we are doing is looking at the energy as it's coming together on a daily basis, how it's affecting our experiences as we move through it, but we are also looking at the bigger picture, and we are looking at how these day-to-day activations are actually creating an energetic chain reaction that over time is shifting our frequency in such a way that is creating our transition into the age of Aquarius. So we are navigating the shift of the ages on this channel, and that's the way that we're doing it. And today we are focusing on the energy of this last weekend in the month of July. I can't believe July is already essentially over, and we've got another big energy weekend, but as opposed to all of the intensity that we have been dealing with this past several days as the north and the south nodes of the moon ended their transit of Taurus and Scorpio, backed into Aries and Libra, where they came into a grand cardinal cross at 29 degrees with Pluto and the Sun. This has been one of the biggest, most significant and critical aspects that will come into fruition throughout the course of this 2023 year, marking a huge, significant, and critical turning point energetically, transitioning us from essentially like one experience, lesson, and phase of growth that we have been undergoing for the past year and a half, and bridging us into the birth of a new phase of growth and a new set of experiences that is going to lead to whatever lesson that we need to learn right now and the way that we need to learn it. So endings and beginnings in what could have been a very sort of intense, pressure-oriented way. We also had Mars and Saturn in an opposition while this grand cardinal cross was in effect. And so this has just been some difficult energy. If you have felt very overwhelmed, if you have felt pulled in a million different directions, if you have felt like everything is happening at once, I've been calling this experience this past couple of weeks sort of like our entrance exams into this new year and a half cycle that we are immersed in right now. And we have reached the point, you guys, where those exams are over. We have finished the tests, and universe is going to now begin supporting and facilitating our ability to truly move forward in a new direction, to start something new, to re-identify ourselves in some type of way, to whatever perhaps we've been dealing with that has been keeping us held back or has been causing us to experience some type of struggle, internal or external. These barriers to entry are essentially being lifted now, and we have the galactic support of God's great spirit universe moving forward to take some action to implement our strategies or execute on our goals in some type of a way. As I said in my intro, we have entered a period of time right now. It is all about getting to work. That is what the galactic push, the cosmic push energetically is for us now this weekend and moving into the month of August, and anywhere that we are using our energy productively, effectively, efficiently, Also, like doing the right thing in alignment with our own truth, our own sense of personal truth, and like honor and integrity and stuff like that. Hard work is going to pay off, you guys. When I was writing my notes and looking at the energy for this weekend, it made me think of that story about like the ant and the grasshopper. You know what I mean? Like, this is the ant energy. We've got a lot of Virgo going on, we're going to talk about in this report. And we've got just a lot emphasizing the opportunity that we have right now to take action or to prepare or to just use our energy wisely in some type of way that will translate or turn into something that tangibly, materially supports us or benefits us somehow, or just generates or garners some type of successful outcome for us in some type of a way. So if there is a project that you are working on, if there is, you know, something that you need to plan, this is great, terrific organizing energy for getting organized as well. So anything along those lines, highly, highly, highly supported as we move through this weekend and as we approach the month of August. Now, just to preface this report before I get into the details and break things down sort of day by day, energy is running high. And it's not just today and it's not just this weekend for, you know, I would say probably like the next week and a half or so. And then even after that, because even after we get through the energy of the Mars-Jupiter trine, which is what I'm going to be mostly talking about today for this weekend and moving into the beginning of August, the sun is also coming into a square with Jupiter. And so like, we're just kind of like, for the next couple of weeks, there is a positive, supportive, benefic, like blessed, fortunate, lucky, truth-based, like optimistic sense of like spiritual or just organic upliftment, okay, that is coming to us to help us, again, like I said, overcome anything that may be standing in our way, blocking our progress. Universe wants us to begin to move forward. Like I said, like the gates are being lifted and we have a clear entry now into whatever new beginnings have been trying to come to us in like some area of our lives of experience as the in, you know, alignment with the nodes having recently shifted signs and began a new transit and a new cycle of growth and experience for us. So all of that is really kicking off in the energy this weekend. And of course, you know, pay attention, because like a lot of the new beginnings that are coming right now, like these are not fleeting new beginnings. Like these are the real deal, and they will be unfolding and developing over the next year and a half or so. So significant energy that we have incoming this weekend and that we're also coming out of, but it should definitely be like a breath of fresh air after all of just like the dense, heavy, restricting intensity of a grand cross and cardinal signs that was accompanied by a Mars-Saturn opposition as well. So passions definitely likely be running high this weekend. We got lots of sort of unbridled fire sign energy. As I said, we have multiple trines playing out this weekend. Very harmonious energy. It's going to be hard for people to kind of be in a bad mood. I will say sort of the only real downer of the energy right now is that we do have Mercury, once Mercury enters Virgo this weekend, beginning to move into opposition with Saturn. But remember, we just finished the Mars-Saturn opposition, and while yes, Mercury is moving into an opposition with Saturn, which is like the wet blanket or like the splashing cold water on sort of like the excitement and enthusiasm and optimism that might be just like arising within us right now, with all of the Jupiter energy happening simultaneously, like nothing can really rain on our parade. And again, this is more about like us having the ability to overcome that which would seek to block our path or block our progress right now. So it's you know, it's not like the obstructions are necessarily like super lifted, but it's just like we have that extra dose of like gusto or whatever that we are needing in order so that like maybe what we were afraid of before, what intimidated us before, what we felt was like stronger than us before, it's like that's no longer so much of an issue anymore, and we're having more confidence and more energy and more faith and trust and belief in ourselves and our ability to act as well. And as a result of that, okay, it's just making us much more effective and giving us the ability to overcome that which otherwise may have been sort of like a force to be reckoned with in our experience. So it's sort of like we're getting firepower in the Mario game this weekend, and we just can like blast the fireballs at whatever is obstructing our path and brush them out of the way instead of having to, face them another way, which may have been more difficult, or which might be more difficult in other energetic circumstances. So we've got blessings coming through this weekend. Also, to start on Friday, and all weekend really, the nodes of the moon are so relevant right now. We are dealing with a Venus retrograde that is happening and that has happened in a trine and a sextile to the north nodes of the moon, the north and the south nodes of the moon. Of course, this grand cross and cardinal signs that I've been talking all about was brought to us as a result of the nodes of the moon. We are in like an epic era of like the hand of God and destiny and divine alignment and divine timing and things happening for a reason, things happening as a part of like a greater plan. And as I was saying, I said this in a report a couple days ago. I don't remember exactly which one when it was, but it's really like we are being called into our leadership era, yes, but it's like the beginning of this, and as we are moving through this Grand Cross energy, and as these trines are coming through and taking over now, it's sort of like hands off the wheel, and like universe, God, great spirit, higher power is kind of taking the wheel and like steering the ship in the direction that it needs to go right now in like a very meticulous and certain and orchestrated way. So we need to trust the plan, you guys. We need to surrender to the way that things are going, but it should be pretty easy this weekend. We should, again, like harmonious vibes essentially coming through all weekend long. Again, we do have some Neptune going on in there as well, which we'll talk about. So we don't want to allow ourselves to be deceived, especially by people, places, situations, past relationships that may be feeling a little bit we may be seeing through some rose-colored glasses right now, over idealizing. There is an opportunity to be like sort of in a fantasy land about some things because we may be on such a high, but heart and soul on fire this weekend, and we don't want to allow ourselves to fall prey to somebody's spell, okay? Because that could be like maybe a lower octave manifestation of this energy, but for the most part, things are going to be working in our favor, and we can be sure of that. Element of fated news, information, meetings, and communications. As I said, on Friday, Mercury will be entering the sign of Virgo. Mercury rules the sign of Virgo. This is a very strong mental energy. There's going to be a very significant emphasis on facts, information, data, context, news, things going back and forth, what we're talking about, what we're learning as well. And again, Mercury in the sign of Virgo. This is all about organizing and planning and strategizing and like calculating and, going through things with a fine-tooth comb and being very detail oriented and being practical and being logical and being focused and getting to work. Virgo is a sign all about like producing and cultivating some type of results. And with Mars there as well, this is one element. There are so many elements of the way the energy is coming together right now that are indicating the need to get to work on something, but Mercury entering the sign of Virgo alongside Mars, now moving into conjunction with Mars over the next couple of weeks, this is definitely one of those indications that are stating like, and it's not something that we are going to need to push ourselves to do. I feel like, even those of us who don't look at astrology and study astrology every day are going to find themselves just organically feeling more compelled to sort of get grounded, buckle down, and begin like planning or organizing or just getting things in a line, like just feeling more put together and stuff like that. So that is the general vibe of the mental energy this weekend that's going to be coming in. And again, with Mars there as well, it's like there's an alignment between like what we're thinking and what we're doing. Our thoughts are creating an action that is in alignment with, what we're doing. So we'll have a greater than normal ability to create a plan and then to execute on that plan, to follow through. And then when we add the Jupiter trine in there as well, this is going to be successful. This is going to be blessed. It's going to be fortunate. It's going to create like positive results, and it's going to be uplifting to us somehow as well. And this is also like big ideas. We're going to be able to see, a bit of the bigger picture in things. We're going to be able to see like, if I do this action, like these are the potential outcomes of this action seen from like a more bird's eye view overall perspective. So just a very positive influence for figuring out. And Virgo also is a problem solving energy. This is a healing energy as well. So we're going to be able to solve problems. We're going to be able to come up with remedies and solutions. We're going to be able to fix things that haven't been working. We're going to be able to heal issues that have been like broken within us or within our lifestyle. This is also very supportive of, any type of like lifestyle redo, like starting a new like fitness or diet or nutrition or supplement routine, like anything to do with like our day-to-day habits and behaviors, our lifestyle, and ways that we can improve that to support our own well-being. Very, very supported in this energy. And any changes, positive changes that we can make and take action to make, or even just be more self-disciplined also in the way that we are living our daily lives and in terms of our habits and behaviors, this is going to produce very good outcomes, and we will find ourselves in a much greater state of health and well-being if we execute on those lifestyle changes right now as well. So across the board, this is healing energy. This is energy that helps us to organize our life in a way that makes us feel more capable, productive, and ultimately successful. Just all good things this is doing for us. And again, coming on the heels of this Grand Cross cardinal signs Saturn Mars opposition that may have made things so difficult for us as this energy was incoming, it's like now everything is sort of coming together for us to help us overcome whatever challenges may have been blocking our path or standing in our way as this energy started. So there is a continual emphasis on both the past and the future as this energy plays out this weekend. One of our trines that we have going on is between Mercury and the north node of the moon just before Mercury leaves Leo and enters the sign of Virgo. The north node of the moon right now is at the very last degree of the sign of Aries, fire sign. Mercury, before he leaves Leo and enters Virgo, will also be at the very last degree of Leo, fire sign. So this is bring in that element of fated news, fated information, being at the right place at the right time to meet someone for some reason that maybe we don't see or understand right now, but is definitely related to the future somehow, or our growth, or where universe is realigning our path towards, or where we're going next, or an opportunity or a partnership that needs to come to us. Important information, communications, conversations going on in this energy. So we can definitely count on that as well. And this Mercury Virgo influence will help us to be a bit more grounded, down to earth, as I said, practical. This is a logical, streamlined mental energy. This energy definitely thinks before it acts. And that's another thing that is going to be working in our favor with Mercury and Mars in the same sign, especially in the sign of Virgo, which is a more sort of like tentative, patient sign as well, and is not necessarily just about like rushing forward. There is a great ability to sort of like deliberate and to like pensively think very logically before taking some type of action, which will of course benefit us as well. This is also, though, Virgo, this is rule following energy, and this is doing things right energy. Trine between Jupiter and Mars, this is also about doing things right. So as long, you guys, as we are doing things right, and when I say doing things right, I mean doing things in a way that we know in our heart and in our soul is right, or doing things according to the pattern or the plan that is sure to generate some type of success, or just doing things in the proper way, not trying to cut corners, not cheating, not doing anything underhanded, not trying to do it the quick and easy way. Again, this is the ant. Okay, this is not the grasshopper. This is the tortoise. This is not the hare, but this is the ultimate victory through the slow and steady does the trick, through work before play, through, like putting our nose to the grindstone and really making it happen. But then the outcome and the results from that will be, we have Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. This is about some type of like positive, productive, like materialized form of like abundance or security or stability, or just like the successful outcome to a project or whatever we're building or whatever we're working on, having some type of blessed, productive, positive, expansive, successful outcome or result. So we've got all of that to sort of look forward to as this energy unfolds. There is an emphasis on facts and information, of course, like I said as well, with the Virgo situation going on. And it's so funny because the degree of one Virgo where Mercury, who rules Virgo, who rules the mind, will be, of course, when Mercury enters the sign of Virgo. That Sabian symbol, one Virgo, is in a portrait. The significant features of a man's head are artistically emphasized. So again, this is emphasizing the mental realms, okay? Whatever's going on in our mind, whatever's going on in our head, but actually like projected outwards into the physical, tangible reality in a way that we can see it, in a way that we can do something with it. He's not just there with his own head, right? His own head is being artistically emphasized in this portrait. So it's like bringing things from the invisible plane. It's manifestation energy, okay? Based on our thoughts. That's another way to describe this energy. We have a huge potential right now to truly manifest some of our goals into reality through the work, the energy, the effort that we put in right now. So, you know, whether or not we want to truly call it manifestation, taking an idea and turning it into something practical, tangible, physical is like technically manifesting something, even if it is through our own hard work that does that. But that's what the energy blueprint right now is calling for, and that's what the energy right now is doing. Also, we need to realize that this Mercury trining the North Node is also happening, of course, in a conjunction to Venus retrograde, who is also at the very last, well, she actually, by the time that we get the Mercury North Node trine and Mercury's entering Virgo on Friday, Venus has retrograded back a degree, so she's 2 degrees out now. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is Venus has also been in a trine to the North Node, and this is something that we're going to be talking about in the energy on Saturday as well. So, you know, we've been talking about the Venus retrograde trine North Node energy, and again, this like karma and destiny, hand of God, divine timing, divine alignment, but in regards to past people, past situations, past things that we have loved, also past projects and, you know, things that we've worked on in the past, unfinished business coming back around for us to see with some new eyes also, and perhaps to gain some closure, put an end to, or bring into the finished form, the final formation of something in some type of a way. So with the Mercury North Node trine in the conjunction to Venus, like this could also be some very faded information about relationships, finances, like past investments, past purchases, deals, agreements, like these things could be coming back around right now as well. But when we also add in the Venus retrograde flavor to the Mercury North Node situation, and with Venus in the North Node, there is just like whoever you're hearing from, whoever you're meeting, whoever you're running into, whoever's popping back up randomly, hello there, in your experience right now, there is an important reason for it. You may not see it right off the bat, but it's not for no reason, and it's part of a greater plan that's unfolding, and it is just being extremely emphasized. So, you know, we need to keep that in mind. Now, I will say, this is not totally relevant this weekend, but it's something that we're going to be talking about moving through this next couple of weeks and into August. But Venus retrograde is going to begin to come into a square with Uranus pretty soon here, and this is going to be bringing up some very strange, weird relationship energy. Now, I'm talking about it now because we are just getting into it, and some of the like beginnings of this energy may start to pop up, so I wanted to mention it. But things having to do with relationships, partnerships, financial matters, the past, could be part of some bizarre, unusual, or like generalized strangeness that is playing out over these next couple of weeks when we're talking about a Venus retrograde that is happening in a square to Uranus, who is in Taurus, Venus's sign. This is just like totally unexpected and weird things from the past that could be coming back. Again, relationship, partnership, financial, investment-based type of stuff. Also like values, preferences. Basically, I feel like we could be entering a period of time right now. And this also makes sense in the greater scheme of things, the grander scheme of things, where we are in the context of our new lesson plan, which is North Node Aries, South Node Libra, which is about detaching in some ways from any type of like group dynamics or social situations or community-based situations or something like that from the past, if they have in any way blocked our ability to be true to ourselves somehow, or align with our own sense of like personal identity and independence, because with the North Node in Aries, that really is the lesson right now. And if we are conforming to a group, and if we are wearing masks, and if we are putting up facades that are keeping us separate from our true destiny and who we're meant to be and become, because we're afraid to stand on our own 2 feet, or because we're afraid of rejection in some capacity, that is not going to, we're not going to be able to maintain that going forward. And as a result, you know, I feel like some of this energy is coming in right now that could perhaps be really showing us the truth about some people from the past, that is helping us to move away from some people maybe, or some groups or some situations that we've been identifying with that are no longer good for us, or that we realize are just not what we thought that they were. And that is one thing that I feel like this Venus retrograde square Uranus Taurus energy is going to do for us. I feel like it's going to bring surprising and shocking disclosures in terms of people really like acting weird, acting out of character, and as a result, maybe us realizing someone is a completely different person than we thought that they were. This is the mask coming off type of energy that we are moving towards in sudden, unusual, and unexpected ways. And we also actually have some symbolism that is going on in the energy on Friday that I feel like is referencing this, and how this energy is going to be playing a stronger role coming in over this next couple of weeks, that I do feel is going to help us move forward in some capacity and also move away from something in some capacity, especially in regards to, again, like separating ourselves from a group identity that may be out of alignment with our own inner calling at this point in time. So I wanted to mention these Sabian symbols in that regard. We have the Earth at 6 degrees of Aquarius today. That Sabian symbol is a masked figure, performs ritualistic acts in a mystery play. And then we also have Mars at 12 Virgo, and that Sabian symbol is a bride with her veil snatched away. So both the, you know, the position of the Earth on Friday moving into this weekend, and also the position of Mars, you know, the action that's happening has to do with some, like a mask coming off, a level of transparency being activated, and us being able to see the truth of something, or see the true colors of something, or see something for what it truly is. So I feel like this is also something that may be coming up for us somehow. Like I said, you know, kind of starting now, but building through this next several days and getting stronger and stronger, where we are likely to begin to see maybe some people in our lives, and maybe people that we've known for a very long time, in a different way than maybe we had been able to up until this period of time. So pending, okay, this is pending energy as we are entering the month of August. And it's also, of course, being accompanied by the Mars-Jupiter trine that is happening in Earth signs, which is also showing us the truth about some things and helping us to make some very smart, wise, informed, like righteous choices and decisions in terms of how we're acting and how we're changing our behavior and our lifestyle, what we're doing, how we're conducting ourselves as a result of that. So should be some very interesting times, you guys, that we have coming up. I do love this Mars trine Jupiter energy that we have pending right now. It is going to give us the energy, the motivation, the courage, the strength to overcome anything that has been standing in our way, any obstacle, any impediment, any roadblock, any setback to our progress, to our growth that we have been struggling to deal with, or that may present itself like during this period of time and moving forward. It's not even going to be an issue. And again, it's not because it's not an issue. It's just because we are being given this like blast of cosmic energy right now that is turning us into like the warrior version of ourselves, essentially. And we're just not going to be running from a challenge. We're not going to be afraid of it. We're not going to be intimidated by it. In fact, we're going to have the confidence that we need to overcome it. It's not going to seem like that big of a deal, and therefore it won't be. And we'll just move right through things that previously in the past may have really created some issues for us. This time, as I've said, we're no longer going to be limited. We're no longer going to be held back. It is coming to make sure that we gain the necessary momentum that we need at this point in time to get ahead once and for all and to break through into these fresh starts, into this rebirth, into this new experience or new energy that we are trying to get to at this point in time. This is a time for getting things done, for overcoming, okay? Risks also are going to be supported in this energy, and action taken, as I've said a million times, and work put in will achieve successful outcomes. So we shouldn't be afraid, and if you feel like you need to do something, if you feel like you need to act, this is the time to do it. This is also about fixing things, repairing things, preparing things, editing, redesigning, recreating, harvesting, and producing. Like I said, as well, with this emphasis on this Virgo energy, using our energy to generate beneficial results or things in our lives. Okay, so this is Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. Also, like, that's the outcome, is something tangible, real, physical, that is beneficial for us or creates abundance for us or stability for us in some way. This is earth sign energy. So this is things actually tangibly coming to fruition and happening. Mars in Virgo is also about working with our hands, working with the earth, or working just with like materials necessary to cultivate, heal, produce, prepare physical, tangible things. This is the earth sign energy. Great for organizing, attention to detail, planning, strategizing, making preparations, and again, get as much done as possible this weekend. Also spending time outside and in nature to blow off steam or to stay grounded. That's the only problem with the Mars Jupiter. There can be a bit of excessive energy that if it's not channeled properly, it can turn into, some like anger or frustration, because Jupiter supersizes everything. It blows everything up. Mars can also equate to anger if it's a lower octave energy, although that doesn't generally happen because Jupiter uplifts our spirits. So, we're really usually feeling more like passionate or excited or inspired or motivated or courageous, when we have the Jupiter influence of Mars. But again, if it's not being channeled properly, there can also be an excessive anger energy that can be going on as well. So we want to not allow ourselves to have this energy just being pent up within us. Physically working out, moving your body, especially again in the sign of Virgo, very important when we have this excessive physical energy brought by Mars, the self and energy happening in this earth sign that has a lot to do with our lifestyle and our habits and our generalized well-being also. So we want to work out and we want to move our body. Martial arts, yoga, chiropractic are also super supportive in this energy. If you have been having back issues or if you've been having any type of issues with your physical structure, this is a fantastic time for getting a chiropractic adjustment. It will probably generate some very positive results for you, and it actually could honestly be kind of life-changing in the ways that it alters your behavior, perhaps, based on the sense of well-being that comes from it going forward. So generally, overall, Friday, very harmonious energy. Again, this North Node, Mercury trine, this fated news, fated information, fated alignments going on. And then we move into the energy of Saturday, which is really, this is the firepower moment. This is a grand trine and fire that we have playing out because the moon is transiting Sagittarius, comes to the late degrees of Sagittarius. And then we've got the North Node, which I keep talking about, the destiny point in the very last degree of the sign of Aries. And then we've got Venus retrograde in the very end of the sign of Leo. So we've got late degrees, Venus retrograde, North Node, moon in fire signs. This is just bang bang energy. This is huge. Passions could not be running higher. And this is another day where the Venus retrograde energy is truly just the whole business, absolutely running the show. You should definitely be expecting some aspect of the past to be influencing or dominating the present experience on Saturday, and also somehow bringing in aspects or dimensions of the future as well, because we're talking about the North Node. This is where we're going, where we're growing, what we're learning, who we're becoming. Venus retrograde based on like changing preferences, changing desires, maybe like reconsidering what it is that we truly want, what it is that we truly value, who it is we want, who it is that we desire, how we're relating to ourselves, and also the moon, our intuition, our emotions, our feelings, our internal environment. So this could really have us on some very deep internalized levels reconsidering who we want to be, who we want to relate to, who we want our friends to be, who we want to like relate to on a romantic level, what we want to be involved with, what we value, what our priorities are, and actually like feeling inspired to maybe like take some action also in this fire sign energy to make something happen along those lines, because we're talking about the moon in the sign of Sagittarius. This is likely actually to be the truth that we're coming to. And with Venus retrograde as well, seeing the past in different eyes or through a different lens as well. The one thing that we do need to be careful with in this energy though, yes, we have the grand trine and fire signs that is being brought to us by the moon's placement in late Sagittarius. However, we also have Neptune right now in late Pisces, a moon in late Sag, Neptune in late Pisces. That creates a square between Neptune and the moon. This is an aspect that is notoriously known for deception and illusion and over idealizing and fantasizing about things, rose-colored glasses. So with this huge simultaneous influence of like things from the past that are super like stirring up passions within us. Again, this is also like Venus and the moon in fire signs with the north node. This is like heart and soul on fire about like making something happen or moving something forward. We don't want to be deceived. And again, we don't want to be falling under the spell of something or of someone, especially from the past in this energy. We are missing a dimension of reality when we have the moon in a square to Neptune. So intuition may be running strong. This is also this, there is a level of sensitivity to this as well. It's super inspiring. It's super creative. As I said, heart and soul on fire, passions running very high, desire to create, great for finishing old projects. This is like wonderful for gaining closure or for coming back to something that has been unfinished, like addressing unfinished business and now being the time that we have the inspiration to like get it done, and it will be done in a way that is really good, really well done, very successful again, very productive. Fate and destiny are at play. This is definitely an energetic high point. We're likely to be feeling really good, could be feeling sort of on top of the world. But again, we don't want to allow ourselves to be deceived. Venus is retrograde. This is not commitment energy, you guys, especially romantic commitments. When Venus is retrograde, we do not make romantic commitments. When Venus is retrograde, we address unfinished business. This is the time for reevaluating what it is that we really want, what it is that we really desire. This is also about, like I said, like addressing or fixing or going back to things that we have created or we have loved in the past, maybe finishing them or gaining some closure. But this is not the time to start a new romantic commitment. This is the time to get to work on goals, pursuing aspirations, following our dreams, making a new plan, going in a new direction, beginning a new journey, like starting a new job, creating something new. Like that is the time. This is the time for that. This is not the time for starting something new in relation to a relationship commitment. Remember, South Node in the sign of Libra, all about relationships, all about others. Venus retrograde, all about relationships, all about others. Venus is moving backwards, and the South Node ruling the past and what we're leaving behind is also in the sign of Libra. This is the time for ending relationships that are no longer fulfilling and that are no longer a proper match for us. This is not the time for committing to a new relationship. So I'm not going to say it again today in this report, but it's just very important to keep that in mind as we're going through this energy. We also, as I said earlier, like we need to trust the plan that is unfolding as it's unfolding right now. There are a couple of references that are coming together for us symbolically this weekend about As above, so below. The galactic blueprint really being very active right now. On Saturday, we have the sun at 7 degrees of Leo. That Sabian symbol is the constellations of stars shining brilliantly in the night sky. We also currently have the North Node at 30 degrees of Aries, the music of the spheres. So to me, both of these symbols are talking about, whatever is playing out right now is truly written in the stars and is coming to us as a result of the galactic symphony that is currently playing on that higher, more frequency-based level. We also have the Earth on Saturday at 7 degrees of Aquarius. That Sabian symbol is a child is seen being born from an eggshell. Again, this is more like of that rebirth energy, talking about coming out of our shell, rediscovering ourselves, maybe some brand new experiences that we are moving towards at this point in time right now. So we have some very big, very passionate energy on Saturday. We are in times right now with some very big, inspired, passionate energy, which is running very high. Moving into Sunday, we do cool off just a little bit and we do get grounded out a bit, but energy is still huge. We have another grand trine that is playing out on Sunday, but this time is in earth signs. Like I was saying in the beginning, the only element or dimension of things that is really causing maybe a bit of an issue for us would be the fact that Mercury in Virgo is now moving into degree range of opposition to Saturn. And again, this is that like cold water that could be sort of being splashed on our fire, but not really though. Also, because by Sunday, Mars and Jupiter are within a 1 degree orb of exact trine to one another. This is, the most expansive level of energy that there basically can be on, in terms of how the planets are coming together and the impact that they have on our energy body. So, even though we no longer have a grand trine and fire playing out alongside of Mars and Jupiter in a trine, which really like that is this huge energy that we have on Saturday, we still have some very high expanded energy levels. And like I said, even though we have Mercury approaching opposition with Saturn, which normally would be kind of a downer, Mercury opposition Saturn, we have a tendency of focusing on our weaknesses, focusing on our flaws, being very judgmental and critical. Creates a very narrow mind along the more pessimistic side of things when we have a Mercury Saturn opposition. But there's no way, you guys, for us to like be bothered by the small stuff when we have this Jupiter trining energy going on with Mars. And also, not only that, like I said, the sun is building into a square with Jupiter as well, and this is also lifting our spirits up and bringing some positivity to our experience. So we have more huge energy, essentially what I'm trying to say, on Sunday, and we should still be feeling very good. We are still in this trine energy. On Sunday, though, we actually have the trine playing out between Jupiter and between Mars, because the moon will be in Capricorn, the third earth sign. So we've got Mars in Virgo, we've got Jupiter in Taurus, we'll have the moon transiting Capricorn on Sunday. So while it's not like fired up maybe to the same level that we were experiencing and like excited, enthusiastic maybe to the same level that we were experiencing on Saturday, it's still there in a lot of ways, but this is going to be more practical, more grounded. And again, this is a more work-oriented energy on Sunday for sure. The grand trine and fire on Saturday might really have us like pursuing our passions, pursuing our desires, going after what we want, like not so much focused on getting the job done. But Friday and Sunday, if any effort that we can put into working hard on something, working towards something, cultivating something, nurturing something, healing something, building something, doing something with our hands, harvesting something, producing something, this is going to be where that's just going to be the best use of our energy. Okay, there is not a better energy for positive results from our efforts as there is coming in on Sunday, and you can believe that, you can bet on that. So this is a day for us to make things happen for ourselves. Don't let this energy go to waste. And again, I don't think people will be doing that. People are going to be organically, like inherently just geared and oriented towards getting something done and accomplishing something, especially if it's been something that we've been putting off or something that is just a bit more daunting. This is the time to make it happen. We can successfully handle any challenges that present themselves, and we can easily get the job done well, easily get the job done right, as this energy is coming in Sunday and moving us into the beginning of August. Great day, fantastic weekend for making plans, which then translate into taking action. People will be working and spending time outside. Great use of this energy. Like I said, make sure that you're not allowing energy to get pent up. Do something, move around, move your body, organize, plan, prepare, produce. High functioning energy, high mental functioning, and just very supportive of us and our processes and our growth and our progress. And whereas everything may have been stacked against us in the energy as we got into sort of the second week of the third week rather of the month of July, and this last 2 weeks moving towards August, the barriers to entry, you guys, are being lifted and we've got a green flag. So as I said, time to move forward, time to make it happen. Risks are being supported. New things that we're doing are being supported, as long as it's not along the realms of relationships and anyone or anything from the past that is coming back up now. It is not for no reason. So self-analysis as well. You know, Venus is retrograde, really getting in touch with our own internal nature, like what's really going on inside of our heart, and trying to get clear about that with Mercury and Venus in conjunction in terms of our own mind and our own understanding of ourselves. This is going to help us and be supported in this energy as well. So that's what I have to say today, you guys, about the energy for this weekend. I think it's going to be a great weekend, honestly. I think that there could be some very interesting things happening. There could be some big surprises going on, especially in the realms of just like people and conversations and information and revelations. Remember, also this energy we're moving into about sort of the mask, the veil being ripped away and the mask coming off, and us seeing the truth about things so that we can decide once and for all if this is something that I want to be a part of anymore, or if I'm ready to sort of go my own direction. And I feel like a lot of people are going to find themselves quite ready to go in their own direction as this energy comes in. So let's get some advice now, you guys. God, Spirit, Universe. What does it benefit us? What do we need to know? What should we keep in mind this weekend as this energy plays out? I do think that, like I said, I think this is going to be a great weekend. I think for the most part, things are going to go well. Let's see what it says. You see? Exactly. This is what I'm saying. You are protected. We are so supported right now, you guys, in whatever it is that we need to do to move ourselves forward, to fix something, to get out of something, to begin something. You are protected. That's what we keep in mind as we go through the energy this weekend. For he shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all of your ways. Psalms 91:11. Know your guardian angel is with you always, protecting you from harm. Be assured he keeps you safe. When fear overwhelms you, read the 91st Psalm in its entirety and rest in the assurance that you are protected. Things are, the wind is blowing in our favor right now, you guys. And Spirit has our back, and we just need to trust the processes that are underway right now. So that's what I have to say today, you guys. Energy this weekend and the guidance to go along with it. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys did like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, you guys. Share it with your friends if you think that they would appreciate this type of astrology, enjoy this type of content as well. Leave me comments, you guys. I love your comments. I love you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I really truly value knowing what's going on with you, and if you are having experiences in alignment with what I'm talking about in this energy, let me know in the comment section below. I also have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, and an Instagram. Those are in my description box below. I post these whiteboard messages in my Facebook group if you want to know what these say. That's where you can find the images of that as well. And come back with me on Monday, you guys. I was like deliberating about how I was going to do the reports for next week, whether I was going to put the August overview out on Monday or whether I was going to do my normal Monday video and then put the August overview out. And I decided that I'm going to do my normal Monday video on July 31st. 1st to sort of get an idea of what's coming to open our week. And then I will put the August overview out on Wednesday of next week. And then we will wrap up next week, sort of looking back at the week and looking forward towards the weekend. So that's what's coming up, you guys. That's our schedule for next week. And I will be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. Wishing everybody a beautiful weekend. I feel quite sure that you will have one. I will see you guys back on the other side. And until then, bye guys.